Hey guys, sorry I have an itch. Alright, so I promised I would update you guys on my Baker Creek haul when I had gotten the rest of what I wanted, which was specifically the blue butterfly pea flowers, which you could use for many different things. So let's go find out what else I got with that. Alright, let's see what else I bought, because we all know by now I don't just get the one thing. Oh no, my husband loves to be mad at me because I buy way too much all the time. So here, the infamous, oops, it's upside down, sorry. The infamous blue butterfly peas. So these peas are not edible at all. These peas are specifically meant to grow these flowers, and this is the double blue. So this has two flower little deals and one flower. You use these as a dye for food. In Thailand and other areas it's indigenous to, they use the dyes for other things as well, but I've only found for like rice specifically, they use it to make the rice blue, which is really interesting and cool if you're looking at it for like a sushi kind of concept. But the other thing that this is good for is tea. And that's what I wanted it for, was more specifically tea. The rice idea is just fun. But this has a bunch of different medicinal properties to it. I don't have the list of it in front of me to figure it out, but you can go to Baker Creek and they should have a few, and if not, just Google it. But anyways, oh, I like skipped a step. I'll get to why I said that in just a minute. But anyways, so I got these. These are $4.50 for a pack of 10, or the minimum amount in here is 10. I didn't count them. So you are supposed to soak these, and that's why I said that, because I have planted some, so they may not sprout. I don't know. But yeah, so these are perennials for areas 10 through 11, and they are annuals for anywhere colder. So for me, growing them now would probably be fine because they should last through the summer. But the other thing I got, which every order comes with a pack of free seeds, so we got the Rogue Dehyver lettuce. It's a kind of reddish, kind of brown looking lettuce. Haven't got this to grow yet. Hopefully it is amongst the things that I've planted for the last bit of wintertime crops. So that's awesome. And the other thing I got was Collards, which are very loud. I haven't planted these yet. They don't list a price for the free ones, but this one was $2.75, and you get a minimum of 250 seeds in a pack, so that's not a bad deal. I wanted to try them. I haven't planted them yet because I feel that it's a bit too warm for them now for my area, because I'm zone 9B. But it's still something I'll do later when it cools back down again, which is going to be like an eternity away. Okay, so in this one is the blue butterfly, so we will see if the step of soaking the seeds versus just putting them in the soil and then letting them naturally soak is going to be a big difference or not. I have already have some of these plants ready and able to be planted, so I'll show you what I have inside right now, and then we can go take a tour later. So this is going to be my rattle poppy, and I realized my marker was not permanent. This is my black trumpet. I planted more zinnias, some more milkweed, and more black penny poppies. And then this one, and these I got all from Baker Creek. This one I have some sweet corn. This one I got from actually a local farmer. He popped into my gas station in which I work at and decided to donate the rest of the corn to whoever wanted it, really. So I took it home. I have Moon and Star watermelon. I have, that's supposed to be squash. I gotta redo this. This is gonna be tiger melons. This is gonna be Kajari melons. And these are supposed to be Aunt Molly's ground cherries. So I have all of them waiting patiently in there. I just planted them today, so hopefully in a week we can come back for an update and see how they're doing. But I have this little setup here. Now I know the light is very yellow. We're trying, like it says, test in progress. We're trying a different light. This is a CFL bulb, so it's a little spirally curlicue bulbs. We're trying to see if that light is adequate enough for them, or if it's just the heat that they need kind of thing for right now. So there's that. I was using this LED bulb. This is a 500 Kelvin. It is 1500 lumens is what this says on the bulb. My husband did state that this is a little inaccurate, because he stated that they were supposed to be higher or something like that, and they were misprinted, but it's fine. They were working just fine. I don't think the difference really made much of a difference. So this little pretty thing here is my very first Zinnia ever. As you can tell, it's kind of pinkish orange colored. I noticed, like, when it first started blooming, if you push the petal back a little bit, it had like a red hue to it. Now, I think it's a little on the leggy side, honestly, because I do switch it between the window and down here with the lights and everything. When I had put it in its first pot, it was to about the second or third set of leaves, however you want to look at it. It's spread off a few since then. And then this section was like down here where it's really short. This is really short, I can only fit 2 fingers. But here I can fit like 4. So I think it got a little leggy. But I think it's doing okay. It's constantly sprouting off little sides. So I'm assuming it's going to have more than just the one flower on it. But I've never grown it before, so hopefully it does fine. Hold on, let me readjust here. You guys get to have a really bad view for a second. Alright, this is basil I've gotten from Summer Winds. It's regular basil. It was like way up here when we got it, and I've noticed that some of their plants, they always seem a little leggy. I don't know why, but it started to die on me, or it looked like it started to die on me. I had a bunch of other different shoots coming up from behind here. All the green was like way up here instead of down here. So now that it's starting to grow back, I clipped off the top piece, which I just stuck over here hoping that maybe it would sprout some more. I clipped off the top and trying to make it to where it has a little bit more of a chance. I'm just going to leave that there. So let's go outside where the rest of them are. Okay, so before we get to the rest of the plants in just a second, my husband and me did this whole area with amend and steer manure. So he helped me with the tiller and everything. And we got that all done up yesterday before it rained. Update on my surviving cabbage. So I've mentioned in previous videos where I have this rodent. It's either a vole, some people refer it to as a Johnny rat. We thought it was a gopher at one point. It's something. It lives in the ground either way. But I yanked this out of the ground. Well, I gently tried to undig it out of the ground. Let's be more specific here. To hopefully get at least a head of cabbage out of it. And it was way over there. Over here, I haven't put anything, like I said, yet, because I just did this yesterday. Amongst all the weeds, we have, this is supposed to be a white onion. So is this one here. I think this is a red onion. I don't remember. My rosemary's still doing good. It's gotten a teeny bit bigger from what I've noticed. I still have to de-weed everything here. Ooh, it's cold. Down here, I don't know if you can see any at all. Maybe you can catch a little green sprout here and there. But what's not weeds over here, which I don't think are many anymore, are things I've actually planted. They're supposed to be majoram, thyme, fennel, or not fennel, but dill. They're supposed to be carrots, which if I remember correctly might actually be these guys right here. There's supposed to be the black nebula carrots and the kohlrabi carrots, which are just regular orange carrots. There may or may not be some chive, scallion, small green onion type deals over here. I don't remember where I put those actually. They're supposed to be in this washed out area, which I think they just got washed out, or they just like vanished entirely. Some bush style beans, if I'm correctly, the dragon's tongue and another bean, but they're supposed to be like bush styles, so they weren't supposed to get very big. There's only like, I think 4 of them planted over here. I don't think anything in the back is officially planted, so that might just be grass. I have my northern filled peas. I did plant them all the way to here. If you remember correctly, this used to have tomatoes on it. I did yank those out. The rodent did attack that plant. The plant suffered to the point where the plant was not ripening any of the tomatoes anymore. And so I just took them off, took the whole thing out. So I have the peas here. Anything in the section where my roof line is, when it rains, apparently gets washed out. So that's something I'm going to have to continuously fight. It goes all the way down the duration of the roof area. But these are doing pretty well. This little dude right here and his little neighbor, because I did 2 per area, they need more reinforcements. In the back, it's supposed to be back here. It's supposed to be the squash that I had stated I was starting inside. I had some out here. I don't know if it's just too cold or, again, it just vanished. I do have worms, so they could have eaten the seeds. I'm not sure. Down here is my forest of kale, right here. There was supposed to be cabbage, but I don't think the cabbage survived the rain. I think it got washed out, honestly. Over here, it is a heads or tails. I got some kale from Gurney's. It never produced. It grew and then died immediately. It didn't do anything. So I got a refund for that already. I had already described that in another video. I was hoping that there was just 1 seed in the whole pack that was still good. And there may be. I don't know. This one might be. This one might just be that. Which is a red kale. I don't know, but that one's supposed to be green. Now, I got mad at that stupid little rodent. And I threw a bad potato. Like, when I mean bad, I mean not edible to me, into a hole that it dug because I was just fed up and I had had enough. And so now a random potato plant has emerged from that. And that being said, this poor little cauliflower, it has a tiny head. It also got attacked. It's been beaten up by the wind, but it also got attacked. So I had to bury the roots as best I could. I wanted to remove it, but it's in there. It's stuck in there. So like if I were to take this out officially, I'm gonna cut it out. We amended this section first, so I was able to kind of get started on the springtime growing and everything like that, and hopefully that little rodent is gone. This little tube is an old pull tube we're using for a bit of an easier irrigation kind of way to do it instead of disturbing this, because this stuff is loose. It's just loose. I apparently, what happened to you? I apparently dropped some seeds and in that corner over there, way over there, when we started over there. And these lettuces, why are you out of your hole? these lettuces, or what looks like lettuce anyways, that I'm trying to put back in their little hole because apparently they got flooded out. Get out there. They just sprouted up and I just noticed them. They didn't do any weeding. Hopefully they're fine. All the dirt off of it. There we go. But yeah, so I think they're lettuce, so I'm letting them stay. You can see them definitely now compared to the original soil, which you can't see much of against. So like this right here is original. So again, this tomato here, it used to live in my window. So beginning of 2020, I would just say more like midsummer, beginning summer kind of thing. I had started some tomato plants that I had gotten from some seeds from a tomato that I got from Walmart. Just scooped them out, saved them, all that good stuff. And this is the only surviving tomato out of that bunch, and I want to call him Timmy. And it struggled. It struggled and struggled and wanted to die on me, and it still looks half dead. And if anybody can tell me what's with these really pretty colorings that should not be there for the tomato plant. I don't know if you can see that very well. Some of them are bright green, some of them are dark green, some of them are just weird in general. But this poor little plant has survived being in the cold. No shelter, no real cold cloth or anything like that. Just it's left to its little natural devices here. The wind's torn it up. It didn't want to produce anything ever. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 little tomatoes on this plant so far, maybe some more. My husband did re-support it with a post. This used to have pinto beans here and it was like clinging to the pinto beans, so I gotta come in with the clippers and get all that dead stuff off. So I left it in its corner and just let it be. Oh, there's 5. One's down there, way down there at the bottom. So I had some compost started over in some big flower pots way over on the other side of the yard, and it wasn't composting down. I mean, you still can see some of it. It's got, you know, corn cobs and stuff that just refuse to break down. And of course we go through to potatoes because I like potatoes and we just sometimes don't eat all of them, or the house gets too warm or whatever. So I threw in potatoes to compost them, not thinking anything about that, forgetting the fact that potatoes will root to everything and anything no matter what. So I now have luscious little potato plants just everywhere. There's one right here too. These are intentional though, right here. That one was a complete accident, so was that other one over there. I was just mad. This little guy got buried again. That's a side of one of these over here. Here's another one here and some here. I posted on Instagram that I had started some of these in my window because they had already started, so they looked a lot like this with very, very little leaves. They were closed up leaves. So I have little potato plants, so hopefully in, I don't know, whenever red potatoes are mature, I will have more potato plants. So speaking of lettuce and whatnot, for that was over there. Sorry, it's been a little long and rambly. All of these lettuces, every single last one of them, lived in this plot right here before we amended the soil. And because of that rodent, they kept stealing all of the food. I took everything and put it in here. Now that leaks bad. Let's put it there. Okay, so I have, this is either the red velvet or dark rodent. It's this brownish looking leaf here. It's supposed to be that color actually. So I'm thinking it's the dark rodent because they're really red, dark leaves. Some of these are romaine. Some of these are butter crunch. They didn't take too well to being in this bag like this, but I'm afraid if I move them, they're gonna like freak out again. And in here, because that wasn't doing so well, and the spinach I had put in here just was like, no, I'm not having it. I don't like it. You can just fluff right the fluff off. Basically is what it did. It died. It just flat out died. I decided to plant more spinach and lettuce, and I wanted to put in some carrots in here. Now, I don't know, with the rain I had, did they get washed? Did they get moved? They weren't very deep. They're supposed to be right here, where my finger's touching. Another one of those dark lettuces, so it should have been dark lettuce, like spinach, black leaf Simpson in here, and then a little bit of carrots, like all along this back section right here. But these little guys here, there's 4 of you that live in this yard, or visit this yard anyways, like to invade in here, so I never know if anything's growing half the time because they're always in the doorway. So hopefully that works out. There's Mom. I don't know if you can see it, but way over there that just ran by. That's a cute little orange one I call Marshmallow. Precious. Hi, Precious. And then Lilith, we've all seen her before. But this was my poblano right here. I think it's dead, honestly. It was producing. There was that guy, which was bigger originally. This guy, which was bigger originally. It's shrank a little bit since then. They were going good. Oh, there's an extra one right here. Didn't even see that one. They were going good. Everything was fine. The roots are still firmly intact. Like I've given it a little tug here and there. That was how I could tell if the rodent had gotten to them or not. I give it a little tug, just, you know, lightly tug, and if it came up with no effort, then they were obviously attacked by the rodent. But like, I'm pulling, you can hear it, and it's not budging, so I think it's dead. My husband wants to give it a little while, thinking maybe it hibernated. I think there's just too much on it, and it's just too dry looking to say that they did hibernate. Now, what did hibernate for sure is this butjoka, butjoka, I don't know, it's a ghost pepper. It's like the hottest ghost pepper. You can Google it even, and I've said that in a past video. You can Google it and it'll show you exactly what type it is. It is the world's record for Guinness World Records of hot peppers. And it went complete dormant. It lost all its leaves. A few of the branches got broken off, so that kind of helped a little bit. But now it's back to its lovely little self, and we're growing strong. It just needs more light, and right now with the clouds and everything, that's not doing it any good. These, which once were mistaken for jalapenos, are bell peppers, and those little fuzz balls that I was showing earlier, that one, attacked those two back there, that one and this one right here. Now that one over there is growing some leaves. You can see, I'll zoom in, you can kind of see better in different angles. It's growing little tiny leaves. These guys don't seem like they're doing much of anything. I'm kind of afraid that they're gonna die on me. Like that one looks like it might. It also just might have too much water right now, because my husband did flood this area pretty well. So we're hoping that they just hang out and survive. If not, I've got 1,000,001 seeds for bell peppers. I'd really like to get some actual hot peppers. These are red onions that were going bad in the house, that were sprouting, so I shoved them in the ground. There was one right here, but it said, I don't like what you're doing, because I kept stealing all of these greens as, like, to use in eggs and stuff. And it's like, nope, nope, don't like that, so it died on me, which, that's my doing. But I have those there, so that's pretty much the garden space for as of right now. This, like I was saying, is my compost over here. These are just leaves. But that's my compost over here. So I come out every so often, I'll add to it. I get donations from like my work for the bad fruits that we sell, and I'll just throw them in there every once in a while when I get them. It's a lot of bananas and apples that go in there, and some oranges and stuff. occasional limes and lemons. So yeah, I mean, I got some grapefruit, so I'm going to probably toss in there because I don't think I've eaten them fast enough. This right here, I originally amended, but we need a white in it and amend it again because it doesn't look anything like that over there. And then this whole section my husband did till, so we can they make this the second garden space. So that area is approximately 20 feet by 3 up to that corner, and then it shrinks down to about 2 something feet. So this one is going to be approximately 4 feet, and I'm not 100 on how long this whole stretch is going to be, but from the end of that short mound to where that cabbage is approximately 16 feet. Now the flowers that are going to be out here, these are my black penny poppies, my milkweed and regular poppy, or rattlesnake, or yeah, my rattle poppy, my giant rattle poppy. Again, oh no, that's my black trumpet, my bad. Milkweed and my black trumpet. These are my regular rattle poppies and my black poppies, and then some dill, just for funsies. And then in here, in this little greenhouse style, which we can take this inside, we have, let's see, which way do I normally, we're going to take, okay. So, these tomatoes back here are my blue bumblebee little tomatoes. They're going to be roughly that big. I think they're a bunching type. Then I have one over here that's a cherry tomato, so your typical cherry tomato is going to be like a blue, red, yellow kind of coloration. And then my Dr. Weechi yellow is going to be there. So this I don't know where I'm going to put yet. I kind of want to keep it away from that tomato plant over there. Definitely not putting it there. So I might put them here on this area, or I just might put them where that cauliflower is to kind of push them away. I don't know. I'm trying to think of crop rotation at the moment. But the flowers are going in that stretch to the corner, and the rest is going to be herbs, if I can get that set up that way. So dill's going to be the first one out, other than what I already showed over there. Alright guys, so I think that's about it. It's getting quite cold out here, so I'm going to go back inside. So hopefully you guys, you know, are having fun with your gardens, and you guys can give me any insight on that poor tomato, because I've given it some like pellet fertilizer or granulated fertilizer. It's like an Arizona blend. Oh, there's one more thing I want to show you. I'm going to show you what the fertilizer is here in a sec. That little orange one. I don't know if you saw it. It runs. Never mind. Anyways, I was trying to show you the cat. But anyways, oh, there's the rest of the tomatoes. Right here. I was hoping that they turn red, but I think they're just not looking so great. This is what happened to the tomato plant. So yeah, and then this one's never gonna be ripe, ever, I don't think. But it had a lot of blossom in rot. The red thing right there was the tomato that originally was up here that I pulled off first, but it's all squished, so I'm leaving it there. Alright, here is what I'm using for amending. Not this. Well, this was in that one stretch that I have to redo. But the Kellogg Amend is specifically the dark brown you see over there, and then the steer is mixed in with it as well. So I'm probably just going to use this as like a mulch instead of it. Stop it! Yeah, I see you. Little orange kittens clawing up my grow bag there. Sorry, guys. So I'm probably going to use this just as a mulch type situation. So I've got, oops, running into rakes. I got 12 of these from Home Depot. I originally got 4 more of these as well to finish up the area that I was doing, but I needed to get a total of 6, so I need 3 more. to finish that long stretch there, and maybe a bag or two more for that other section. I'm not sure. Okay, so this is the fertilizer I was using. It's a 10-10-10 with contains 5% iron. That's what I gave it last, and I haven't fertilized it in a while. This was what I was using for all the plants when they were growing for like the cold season. This is a 12-4-8. This right here, this is, you dilute it. I have another one, it's in that red pail right there. It's a 16 for the high number, and it's a little lower for everything else. What are you doing in my garden space? Stop throwing up. So, I don't know if it's just not getting enough nutrition or what, or if it's just not getting enough sunlight for that tomato, but I'm not sure. Lovely, you threw up in my garden space. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. Little orange cat, there you go. You guys gotta finally get to see it. Leave it alone. Yes, I see you. So, hopefully I can figure that out, or if you guys leave a comment down below. This has been long enough, and I've rambled on long enough and everything, so if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, that'd be very appreciated. And hopefully I'll see you on an update video soon about what's going on in the garden space. Have a good day, guys.